The EU has turned into a dictatorship. This fiscal union is nothing more than the United States of Europe that nobody has voted for. But it has been planned all along. I have always been told to focus on the end result when you want something. And this is what has happened in Europe today. The technocrats and unelected bureaucrats are certain they are going to have the United States of Europe no matter what. The idea of a United States of Europe was first conceived in the 1920s by two officials at the League of Nations, Jean Monnet and Arthur Salter, who was a British civil servant. The idea that Monnet put at the heart of the European project from the 50s onwards was to model his government of Europe on precisely the same four institutions that made up the League of Nations: a commission, a council of ministers, a parliament and a court. Thus, step by step over decades, Monnet's technocratic dream has come to pass. No one or nothing is going to stand in the way of the European project. In Greece we have a situation where, despite taking a 35% pay cut, public sector workers are having to take a further 22% pay cut. We have parents leaving their children on the street saying they just can't afford to feed them anymore. 25% of all private businesses in Greece are now closed. The banks that caused the problem in the first place with their derivatives debt are now holding Greece hostage with a technocratic overlay who will decide what Greece can and can't do. The €30 billion bailout isn't going to help small businesses. It's not going to help people to feed their families. It's not going to repay the lost wages. It's going to international bankers. Greece has been shown the full force of the EU, having its Prime Minister removed and a banker put in charge. The same in Italy. Top of the repayments list for Greece are banks, and there's a troika to make sure the banks get their money first. Is this what you want? Is this the way you want to live? A slave to the banksters for money they make up out of nothing? Because this is coming to a country near you very soon. This is how they intend to trap countries into the United States of Europe. They don't care how they do it, just so long as they do it. For the sake of your future, wake up to this disgusting evil. It's all coming down sooner or later, but just how much more blood has to be shed or lives destroyed before we realise it's the people who have the power to stop this? Come on people, get angry.